Lulu, Sierra, Lulu, Roger, and what's the name there?
Lulu, Sierra, Lulu, Roger, and what's the name there?
The name here is Floyd. Floyd, that is Foxtrot, Lima, Oscar, Yankee, Delta.
Roger, Floyd, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
Roger, Floyd, and whereabouts are you located, sir?
We're located in Byron, Georgia, about 12 miles south. I think it's about 90 miles south of Atlanta.
Roger, Floyd, I just went to my Georgia antenna, and you are sounding a lot better than where I was. What radio is that you're running?
What radio is that you're running?
We're running a 7300 on with about 80 watts, and we're on a G5 RV.
Roger, Roger. Now, just out of curiosity, why would you do 70 watts instead of 100?
70 watts instead of 100.
Well, I was trying to do, I can run 100 watts, and mainly I do want 100 watts, but I cut it back to 70 today because I was doing some QRP.
Ah, roger that, roger that. Well, every little bit helps. I mean, actually, every big amount helps too. I mean, like 400 watts, 500 watts, 600 watts. Not that it's absolutely necessary, but gosh, it sure makes QSOing a lot simpler when folks can really strongly hear what you're saying. Now I know the byword for amateur radio is just enough to get the job done, but I'll tell you what, it's sure a pleasure to copy a 500 watt station or so, you know?
A 500 watt station or so, you know?
Yeah, Roger, unfortunately we do not have an amplifier at this time, so we have to make do with what we have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And you're 10 over or so on that Georgia SDR. Really fine signal. Let's see here. So that 7300. Are you sure about the transmit bandwidth? That's what we first want to nail down. If you'd be interested in a setup, is that that transmitter is in that wide mode 100 to 2900. That will allow your transmitter to perform as best it can, and then give you just a slice of daylight before you're into somebody else's conversation. Roger.
Somebody else's conversation, Roger?
Yeah, Roger, we have not finished setting this 7300 up yet, so we're still playing with it a little bit and learning more about the radio as we go.
Roger, Roger. So take a note, if you would, that you want to get in that wide transmit bandwidth, 100 to 2900. And then I'll just give you some notes here if you'd like to take them, and then you can do, crank them in at your leisure. After we get that transmit bandwidth to 100 to 2900, then we move to the compressor processor, and we just want a 3 out of that, just a 3 out of your compressor processor, and then on from that to your AOC, and we're looking to set that AOC up, and the best way that I found to do it is come up on your AOC meter, and as you say the word audio, adjust your mic level until your AOC meter is running 7 or 2/3. That's the sweet spot on your AOC meter, 7 or 2/3. And you get that by saying the word audio. Don't stress it, just say it. You become a human test generator. And then by way of the mic level control, adjust your AOC to where it's running 7 to 2/3. Roger?
7 to 2/3. Roger?
Roger. I appreciate that information. I really do. And you've got a great signal coming down here in Byron today. Your audio is awesome. And it is a pleasure talking with you.
Roger that. I'm looking at your audio now, and I think, when you set that ALC meter, you'll be just a little bit hotter, but you'll be also just as clean as you are now. So that's the whole thing about using 7 or 2/3 as a sweet spot on your ALC meter. And so just remember that as being the sweet spot that you want to stay in is 7 to 2/3. And I would leave my ALC meter out where you can monitor it as you're talking with your friends and neighbors, and just try to keep that ALC meter in the sweet spot, 7 to 2/3, as that ALC meter is the Bible for that radio, and it will tell you exactly what's going on as far as the transmitter is concerned. And so we want to keep that in the sweet spot and keep that meter out so you can see it. And over a period of time, you'll develop a relationship that you'll be able to keep that meter right in the sweet spot of 7 to 2/3. Roger?
Of 7 to 2/3. Roger?
Roger. I do appreciate that information, and I'll say 73 for now, but I do appreciate the information, and we'll do this, and we'll contact you a little bit later and see how this thing is working. I appreciate the comeback, and we'll say 73. Whiskey 4, Zulu, Sierra, Zulu.
Roger, Floyd, and your EQ pattern does seem to be just perfect. Not a bunch on the bottom end, but you do have a nice top end, very clear, and that's the main thing, because if you punch a bunch of bass into your signal, the Mother Nature has a way of reducing your top end through reflecting your signal back at two different places in space. And when they come back and coincide on somebody's receiver, because they're coming in at two different points in space, they could be slightly out of phase with each other. And what happens is the top end starts to phase cancel itself out. So, and here you have all this. You had a flat signal when you started, same amount of bass as treble, it was balanced, but then Mother Nature just whacks the whole top end off your signal, and if you had a bunch of bass down there, you become Mr. Mumbles. Roger?
Down there, you become Mr. Mumbles. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. We just got compression back on this. I just got compression back on it, and how does it sound now?
Well, ideally, let's see, that's a, what is that? That's a 7300, and I suggest a 3. A 3 is a very minimum. You'll never hear it on the air, but it does exactly what we need to do as far as the numbers. See, I think a 3 and a 6 compression level are the same as far as actually working on the word. The problem is that the 6 gives you suck up between the words, which doesn't do anybody any good. So that's why we have selected a 3 on that compressor processor. Roger?
On that compressor processor. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. That's what I'm running now on the compressor is 3.
Yes, sir. That's nice. It's like I say, you'll never hear it on the air, but it does just exactly what we needed to do to make the numbers that we're looking for. The thing at the end, we're looking for a 3 dB dynamic range, and with that 3 dB dynamic range, it means that your average percent of peak modulation is around 80 to 85%, and that's what we're looking for. Nice, clear, but loud. Roger?
Nice, clear, but loud. Roger?
Yeah, Roger. I do appreciate the information. I really do. Sorry we got to run. I wish I could stay with you longer, but we're having a Good Friday service this afternoon, so I'm going to have to run for that. But I appreciate it, and I appreciate all the information, and I appreciate the job you're doing there. Let's say 73. Whiskey 4, Zulu, Sierra, Zulu.
Roger, Floyd, 73, sir. You have a great afternoon and a beautiful weekend. This is the Friday afternoon Qso-Vlog net. If you have a radio you want to check out, give me a shout.